Welcome back to Chaos Corner. It's me. It's the GOC. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. We're back here live to tape for the big one, the third meeting between FTR and them boys, the Briscoes. Fans, thanks for being here in the lounge at Chaos Corner here at Chaos Headquarters. Follow me on all social media platforms. You know what they are, especially here on the YouTube channel, Guardian of Chaos. On Twitter in real time at Big Daddy GOC, and the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, there's two accounts, Jay Brony and Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Also, on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, Rumble, I cover it all in the IWC because it's your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos. One of the big matches tonight, FTR, the current Ring of Honor, IWGP, and AAA Tag Team Champions here live to tape from Texas with me. It's Final Battle, and this is for the tag team titles against Mark and Jay, them boys, the Briscoes, who can't seem to catch a break or a contract or to sign an AEW or WWE or any place else but Ring of Honor. It's a lot of bullshit. It's a lot of BS in my opinion. Let's see what happens tonight. Ring of Honor Final Battle has had its good, bad, and ugly. We just came off an incredible match. Oh, not incredible, but a solid bout where Wheeler Yuta is now the Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling Champion over Daniel Garcia. Garcia, not Garcia. The BCC once again over the JAS in what has been a decent night so far for Ring of Honor, because you know that I love all pro wrestling. It doesn't matter what company it is. I appreciate what's going on here, what TK is trying to do. The crowd has been on their hands a little bit. They've jumped to life at times. This is a double dog collar match, hooked together by the steel chains. Don't go anywhere. Come on back to Chaos Corner. All right, fans. They're putting the dog collars and the chains around the Briscoes right now against Dax and Cash, Wheeler and Harwood, if you will, in that order. Fans, I can't thank you enough for being here at Chaos Corner. We are at 5:40 Eastern Standard Time here in the lounge at Chaos Corner. There's the bell. All four grapplers hooked up by the steel chains and the dog collars. This is going to be brutal. Now the crowd is alive for this, chanting, holy shit. Let's see what happens. This is the third meeting. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe FTR has won both meetings over the Briscoe boys. Them boys. Here we go. It's Harwood against Jay and Mark and Wheeler squaring off and hooked up to each other. Imagine that in the legendary matches that we've seen, including one of the most infamous of all time, Rowdy Roddy Piper against Greg the Hammer Valentine, and what a dog collar match that was. Now it's Jay and Wheeler outside of the ring, hooked up to each other, and on the other side it's Harwood and Mark hooked up to each other, and now they're all out, four of them outside of the ring. This is going to be brutal. Into the guardrails, into the steel steps, knife edges, head first. There's gotta be juice in this one. I feel it coming, whether it's the hard way or, the old... Fans, leave a comment, like, subscribe, put something, get us in the algorithm, and tell me what you think. Oh, and then the cheers by Harwood into Mark Briscoe, just taking a chair and throwing it against his head. No regard for the safety, and now they're throwing it out into the crowd. Mark and Harwood are going out into the crowd now as Wheeler is choking out Jay Briscoe, and Jay's the first one busted open. He's bleeding profusely from the forehead. Here we go. No one's been in the ring yet since they were both hooked up with the dog collars. All four, Ring of Honor Championship on the line. And again, I said it, if you watched AEW Dynamite live to tape watch-alongs that I do here on the channel, FTR hasn't had a title shot in AEW since 2021. I don't even think they've had a tag team match together until just this past week. And before that, it had been like 3 or 4 months. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. I give you the facts. I research it. And it looks like Jay Briscoe was talking to the referee. He's busted open pretty good as Wheeler right now is tossing him back up onto the stage into the entrance on the steps. whipping him like a dog, like an old mule, and I'm choking him out with. And there's Mark and Harwood using all kinds of weapons and chairs, everything out in the crowd. This is really insanity at its best. You knew this was going to be this way. Violent by design. There's nothing better than choreographed, scripted, stuntman work where one wrong move on live and you will fuck up and you'll be in big trouble. This is what it does here. Oh, and off the top rope, a moonsault, or actually a somersault by Jay Briscoe on top of Harwood. And again, Jay is busted open. Again, fans, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to pro wrestling. A lot of people, oh, fake, scripted, this, that. Try going out and being a stuntman in a movie or doing what these guys do in the pro wrestling world and industry as far as physicality and timing and trusting somebody else with your body and their safety and putting it all on the line. I challenge and implore and dare any one of you fuckers to get in the ring, and I don't want to be cussing, I don't need to be cussed to get in the algorithm here to make my point more impactful, but it's just the way it is right now. I'm hyped up, I'm pumped up. After this, too, I may even cover the fucking NXT. Oh, big suplex by Wheeler on Mark Briscoe. Now now Harwood and Mark Briscoe are back in the ring, and another beautiful German suplex. And remember now, they're hooked together by a 12-foot chain and the dog collar here on Chaos Corner. How apropos after my 25 years behind the walls. There's nothing better than the chains. Oh, look. Jay Briscoe's really busted open, and Harwood and Jay Briscoe are still outside. Wheeler and Jay, again, I'm always getting them mixed up. Wheeler and Jay now sliding back into the ring, hooked together by the steel chains. And now all four grapplers, well, actually, them boys and just Harwood are in the ring as Wheeler's still outside, although chained to Jay Briscoe. And then the educated feet, and of course, martial art. Double team effort by them boys on Harwood. I get a little carried away, a little crazy. You can see the emotion, the passion, and the emotional investment in the ring psychology and the storytelling. You get it, right? Even here at Chaos Corner. My over 50 years as a fan, a mark. That's right, I said it. And my over 3 decades as a pro wrestling manager. Let that marinate. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. That's right. And now look, Mark Briscoe just hammering away as Mark and Jay are just pounding on Harwood, and Wheeler still on the outside, hooked by these 12-foot chains and the dog collar. I can't implore you guys enough on how dangerous this is. An actual snap mare by Mark Briscoe on Harwood, but then he comes around with the steel chain and he's choking him out. So far, fans, tonight, as we, again, I don't mean to distract from what an incredible, historic match here for Ring of Honor, in AEW, too, with Mark and Jay Briscoe and FTR. And what I like best about FTR, again, I say it in every video, is that entrance from the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette. That is just synonymous back to the 80s and 90s, back to my era, the golden era of pro wrestling. Crowd is alive during this match. They were sitting on their hands during some of these matches, and it's Mark and Harwood, Mark Briscoe and Harwood. Now Harwood is busted open. Jay Briscoe is busted open. And now look, Mark just pounding away with foreheads to the dome piece of Harwood. I wonder what for Final Battle, what the crowd is, what the capacity is there in the building. What the attendance is, what the buy rate's going to be, the ratings, analysis. You guys know I'm into all that stuff as I sit here in the lounge and watch this match. There's been some solid bouts. Oh, and there goes Mark Briscoe head first into the chair by Harwood. Not only dog collars and chains and chairs and guardrails. Wheeler now is finally back up on the ring apron, pounding Jay Briscoe. And now FTR with the comeback here, taking over. And now they're whipping him across the abdomen, across the labans. Harwood and Wheeler now double teaming like they just, Briscoe's just did on Harwood. And now it's Wheeler and Harwood's chance on Jay Briscoe as Mark Briscoe just laid out in the ring here in Final Battle, Ring of Honor, and AEW, a Chaos Corner. And if you go back to the first opening match, what a match with ROH and the former Mystico, Dralistico against Blake Christian and AR Fox. What a fuck up that was in the first match. Guys worked their ass off and it was a good match, but the ref, that's all people are going to remember at the end. He screwed up there. It was only it was supposed to be a 2 count. And so go back and check that out. Now look, Jay Briscoe on top of Harwood. Wheeler's on the top rope with that 12-foot chain, wrapping it up. Here we go, top rope. Oh, and they get him across the throat. Double team maneuver off the top of Harwood. Here's the cover. Here's the pin. Only a 2 count. A Wheeler is not busted open yet. And both Briscoes are bleeding now like stuck pigs. As is Harwood. Not as much. Both Briscoes are really busted open right now. The blood pouring profusely. A crimson mask, if you will. I seem to be a day ahead and 1 step ahead of Riccaboni and Caprice Coleman there calling for Ring of Honor. A very violent, brutal, bloody match here. Dog collar match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. A 3rd time for these 2 tag teams. And they're a bloody mess. Jay Briscoe is just a bloody mess right now, as is Mark Briscoe. As I look at the visual impact here on the 16-inch screen, it's the smart TV, the flat screen, the HD. I mean, it's really impactful to watch it. And now Wheeler has Jay Briscoe over the ropes, and he's choking him out with the chain. We've seen this many times before in legendary history matches in the past. Piper, Valentine, I already mentioned it, and many other matches. Ivan Koloff was in a few. Nikita, I can't even think right now because of what I'm seeing here. And I'm a little animated today. Don't you think over these last several podcasts I've been having the time of my life, man? Right now, the mass humanity of what I'm seeing in the ring and the Briscoes just so bloodied and battered right now trying to come back on FTR. This was worth the price of admission alone. We're at 5:50 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday afternoon, now into Saturday evening. We started off at 3 o'clock for 0 hour at the buy-in, the pre-show, and then to the main event, final battle, Ring of Honor. And again, TK promises us after this, they're not going to be mixed that much, AEW and Ring of Honor. And Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe just spat, and all the blood came out of everywhere. Jay Briscoe on the top rope now, going back and forth, double teaming here on Wheeler. Beautiful neck breaker, reverse neck breaker by Mark Briscoe on Wheeler. Again, fans, I can't tell you enough as they're connected by 12 feet of steel. And then the dog collars. Oh, a big elbow drop by Jay Briscoe on Wheeler. Here's the cover. Only a 2 count. Again, it's Jay Briscoe, who's just a bloody mess right now, hooked up to Cash Wheeler. Okay, and it's Mark Briscoe hooked up to Dax Harwood. And now it looks like Wheeler is busted open, unless that's Jay Briscoe's blood. There's just blood everywhere. There's the close-up on Mark Briscoe right now, just pouring out of his head. I can't implore you enough. Harwood busted open. It looks like all 4 guys now here are busted open. And I keep using that term, and maybe I'll make a little shtick and put it on Busted Open Radio, but this really is a brutal match, all chicanery aside. We're almost 14 minutes in on this segment. And here come the chairs, and here come the weapons. Again, matches like this, the danger, one wrong move, one wrong slip-up. We saw it earlier. We saw it in a couple of matches with ROH and AR Fox. We saw it with Mercedes Martinez and Athena, who's the new Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Titles have changed hands tonight. Wheeler Yuta's the new champion. Athena's the new champion, as I just said. We have new 6-man tag team champions in Ring of Honor. The Embassy with Prince Nana. And now look, the Briscoes are going crazy, ripping everything apart. The tables, now we got tables. Inside the ring, it's Mark and Harwood. Outside, it's Wheeler and Jay, and the tables are being set up. Going for a big suplex onto the metal chairs. Carnage is everywhere. Wheeler's trying to get Jay Briscoe up. Reversal. Briscoe hits Wheeler outside with the suplex. Reverse suplex. And now Wheeler and Mark Briscoe inside. I'm sorry, Harwood and Mark Briscoe inside. Ring of Honor coming back. Not your traditional type handshake wrestling here at Ring of Honor between these four guys. Am I right? I mean, this is how you write it, though, in a story, in a trilogy, in long-term booking, in ring psychology, emotional investment. This is really how you do it. You don't bring out these kind of matches until you're ready to end a feud. Right now, Harwood and Mark Briscoe on the top rope. Down goes Mark Briscoe. Harwood has the ropes. Again, to see all four grapplers bloody right now. And look, Harwood's taking the chain and he's going to wrap it around his own chrome dome, his own dome piece. And it looks like he's going to do a flying headbutt onto Mark Briscoe. What the fuck? He's trying to get it around his head. Dude, you ain't going to do it. You're too bloody. You're too sweaty. He's still trying. Well, just do the spot, Harwood. Oh, and there it is. The falling headbutt with the chain. You hurt yourself as much as that. What a crazy spot that was. And again, Wheeler and Jay Briscoe are outside of the ring. I can't say it enough, guys. All four men bloodied and battered here at Chaos Corner. Live to tape for Final Battle, Ring of Honor AEW. And we'll see what happens coming out of this pay-per-view and where we go from here. Again, I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly on this channel. We're 15 minutes in, 16 minutes in here on FTR and them boys. We have one match left, and it's the main event for the Ring of Honor title. The former champion, Claudio Castagnoli, against the Ocho, Chris Jericho. That's the main event. That's the last matchup of the Final Battle here. And then who knows what will happen after that here in Chaos Corner. Oh, and then Harwood takes the ref out with the chain. You knew there was going to be some sort of screw right there. Now Harwood has taken out the referee with the chain. Now remember, Harwood and Mark Briscoe are chained together. All four grapplers a bloody mess. Now Harwood's dumbfounded that he took the ref out. There's a second ref at ringside. Oh, and the ref juiced, the ref gig. He's all bloody. You gotta love it. He got himself good, man. The ref gigged, he juiced. And the second ref is checking him out, the blood pouring down. That was a good spot, man. Yeah, I give it a good, the bad, the ugly. It's pro wrestling. It's sports entertainment, too. This is reality TV. Listen, one man, unique, unedited, unscripted, no paywall, no Patreon, no super chats. What you see is what you get. I'm live to tape, and whatever happens, and the ref is literally gushing, and he's being attended to at ringside, and now we have a second referee. And now it's Mark Briscoe and Harwood exchanging rights and lefts like a boxing match when you have all these weapons in the chain. Big boot to the jib. Misses with a clothesline by Harwood. Big back suplex by Mark Briscoe on Harwood. As you call the action here, and you try not to get copyrighted or shadow banned or violate any of the rules here, you're watching, you're taping, you're live, you're commentating. Sometimes you miss a little of the nuances, but this is what you get here at Chaos Corner. Live to tape. Nobody else in the industry is doing it like I do it. Just not. On the ring apron. Oh, a big suplex by Wheeler on Jay Briscoe. The ring apron is the most dangerous part of the ring. You guys know that, the hardest part. And now look, Jay Briscoe being set up on the table. Again, still connected by his 12-foot chains. Wheeler going up to the ring apron. Jay Briscoe prone on the table. And now Wheeler looks like he's going to go up to the top rope. Unnecessary maneuvers. Jay Briscoe's off the table. Now they're both on the ring apron. Somebody's going through that fucking table. It's either going to be Jay Briscoe or Wheeler. Again, I love the match, but is it necessary for such great athletes right now? I guess. Now Jay Briscoe's in the ring, and now he's going to drag Wheeler in the hard way. He's going to try to choke him out like Wheeler did to him earlier. Onto the hardwood chairs, back outside. Jay Briscoe and Wheeler. I'm sorry. And Mark and Harwood are still inside the ring, and now Wheeler is on the table, and Jay Briscoe's going to go to the top. Is he going to drop the elbow a la the Macho Man? Here we go. And now look, Mark Briscoe has Harwood on top of his shoulders. Wheeler's back up, and he's going to pull Jay Briscoe off. And Jay Briscoe goes head over heels onto the outside, onto those steel fucking chairs. What kind of spot was that? Holy shit. Wow, brutality, unnecessary, scripted, choreographed, real reality. What the fuck was that? Jay Briscoe and Wheeler from the top rope onto the steel chairs outside. Now Harwood and Mark are in the ring. Again, all 4 grapplers hooked by the 12-foot chain. The dog collars bloodied and battered. Oh, pile driver. Mark on Harwood. Here's the cover. No fucking way this is ending this way. Almost a 3 count. Almost had me with them boys. Again, the visual here at Chaos Corner for Ring of Honor is absolutely stunning, with all 4 grapplers, with the chains, the dog collars, the blood, the referee blood all over the ring apron. The crowd is actually alive. I don't know for this matchup. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm trying not to get any copyrights. We're over 20 minutes in on this segment. Excuse me, guys. Thanks for being here, man. It's been one heck of a day. We're coming up on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I need this for this match. It gives me wings. Here at Chaos Corner, Mark Briscoe got the steel chair in now, and he's just going to crash it over the back of Harwood. Again, bloodied, battered. We already lost 1 referee. Jay Briscoe and Wheeler are still outside the ring. The crowd seems to be right now behind the Briscoes. These guys are working extremely hard. This is a dangerous match. And I can't express enough how much Mark Briscoe is bleeding right now. And just now, here's the 3rd shot to the lower back with the chair for Briscoe on Harwood. And again, Jay outside the ring with Wheeler. And now Wheeler's dragged back in, crawled back into the ring, and now Mark Briscoe's wearing him out with the steel chair. The crowd now, as much as they're into it, kind of stunned at the gory sight of what's happening right now. And Mark setting up Harwood, trying to pile drive him into the steel chair. Oh, kick to the nut to the family jewels. That's my nutcracker. Reversal. Harwood. Mark Briscoe onto the steel chair. Pile driver. What? Holy shit. Here's the cover. Oh, almost a 3 count. They both looked like they were passed out. Who do you give this match to? If you're booking, if you're writing, if you're sitting in Gorilla, if you're the owner, if you choose TK, who do you give this 3rd match to, seeing that FTR has won twice already, the 3 belts, 3 championships right now? Briscoes can't seem to catch a break. What do you do? How do you write it? What do you guys do? I know who I predicted and who I said. Go back and check it out on the channel. And my review and predictions, and check out all my social media on YouTube and Twitter. I put it all up there, guys. And now Harwood is going to take the chair to Mark Briscoe, as Wheeler's going to take the chair to Jay Briscoe outside, sliding the chairs back in FTR. I wonder what Jim Cornette's going to say about this. The cult of Cornette, the experience, the drive-through, the Brian Last and Corny. And now Wheeler is sliding in several chairs to Harwood, who's just setting up Mark Briscoe. Looks like he's going to set him up on the ring. He's going to set him up on the top rope. And it looks like it's going to be a superplex, some sort of maneuver from Harwood on Mark Briscoe. And there's at least a half dozen metal chairs, steel chairs in the middle of the ring. Knife edges, chops as Briscoe's on the top rope. It's been one hell of a card so far. Again, how would I grade this before the main event? Maybe I'll give it a 6 out of 10. This match right here is tremendous. On the top rope. And is he going to go for a pile driver with Briscoe? Both men fighting back and forth. Harwood, Mark Briscoe, top rope. Bloodied, battered. 12 feet of chain, dog collar. Oh, and up again into the groin, the nutcracker singing soprano. And then the big super forearm by Mark Briscoe on Wheeler. And down goes Wheeler outside. Again, Jay is hooked up to the 12-foot rope. 12-foot steel cable. Not even a rope. And here we go now. Harwood and Mark Briscoe back up on the top rope. Their white trunks soaked through with red blood. No, superplex. Mark Briscoe hits it on Harwood on the steel chairs. And again, I can't... Listen, FTR is wearing pure white trunks right now, covered in blood, all red. Unbelievable sight what's happening here right now. Chairs, tables, chains, dog collars, blood. Wheeler and Jay outside the ring right now. Harwood and Mark on the inside. What an unbelievable bout thus far. The brutality has been unbelievable. Did I say unbelievable twice in like the last 5 seconds? I think I did. All right, here we go. Mark Briscoe's back up on his feet, and he's choking out Harwood in the middle of the ring. He's got the chain around his mouth, a la like Greg Valentine and Roddy Piper, and it's probably a tribute to those two right there. Trying to choke him out. Wheeler's trying to get into the ring. Is Harwood going to tap? Mark is pulling back on his mouth with that chain as hard as he can. Wheeler's trying to get in. Jay's got him, and he submits. Harwood submitted. Them boys, your new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions in a bloody and brutal bout. Mark and Jay Briscoe, them boys. Mark Briscoe made Harwood tap out as Wheeler was trying to get in with the 12-foot chains and the dog collar. What the fuck? Brutal, unbelievable, bloody battle. I can't stress it enough, fans. I'm literally sitting beside myself here right now. I might even clone myself to sit beside myself. Chaos Corner, Ring of Honor, AEW Final Battle. Come on back. We have the main event coming up. Them boys, your new champions.